Well, one of the great things about habitat management and managing a farm is that when you've done things right over the course of the year, you have great hunting success. Well, the opposite is also true. If you've neglected certain areas or you've done something strategically that was for one species and not another, it affects your hunting directly. And we noticed that in our spring turkey hunting season out here on our farm this year. So what I noticed was neighboring properties had significantly more birds. I had very few that used our farm, and while we could hear them way off in the distance, we could talk to them a little bit with our turkey call, we had a bummer of a turkey season out here on our farm. And so today we're going to talk through some of the steps that we're taking out here to make sure that future turkey seasons, spring turkey seasons, chasing those gobblers, are a great success on our farm. So first and foremost, when we toured neighboring properties to figure out what it was exactly that the turkeys liked about their farms, not ours, I noticed great roosting tree opportunities with cleared areas in the timber underneath those roosting trees. What I've got here are great thickets. I mean, I've got crazy thick understory in the timber out here. And I've always liked that. I've always thought that was positive for the white-tailed deer. They could get in there and escape, jump right out of the food plots and have cover, but there's no room to work back there. And so we're strategically placing some understory, not clear cuts, but clearing the understory, clearing the brush, making sure that the turkeys have an area to work back there, that they're still in cover, near great roosting trees, also near food plots strategically placed around the farm. So step one for us this year is getting some of those cleared areas back in the timber around great roosting trees. The second thing that we're going to implement this year on our farm is we're going to make sure that we have more perennials in our food plots. So I've had great annuals in our food plots, corn and beans and things like that, oats, you name it, that did really well in the fall. They bring white-tailed deer and turkeys into the plots in the fall. And so I always assumed that they would stick around in the spring. Well, that's not the case because those annual plots, we're standing in one right now, and this plot is dead. There's no value to the spring turkey in this plot because we've had annual oats in it, right? And so it's been picked clean long ago. Over the winter, this thing was all consumed, any value to the turkeys. And so now these food plots are no longer destinations for the turkey. They're just barren area until we plant them again for fall. So what we're gonna add this year is more perennials. We're gonna have clover blends and all season rye, and we're gonna have a number of things in here in these plots strategically located near the roosting areas and those cuts back in the timber to make sure that the turkeys have something to eat out in our plots for spring turkey season. So the third thing we're gonna be executing on our farm this year is continuing on our timber stand improvement plan. Well, TSI has become a part of our annual journey. We get in there and clear timber over the winter, but what I have been doing so far is about 5 to 7 acres, sort of in the same area on the farm, and the habitat over there is great, but I need to break it up. I need to spread it out, and I need to do maybe 3 acres over here, another 5 acres over there. I need to spread out where we invest our time and energy so that we've got more healthy areas. More areas that have been managed in the timber, and that's going to give us a better farm as a whole. I've got great hunting over in the area we've been focusing on from a TSI perspective, and now we just need to break that up strategically around the farm to make sure that the whole farm is good, not just one little section in the middle. So after a pretty bum year here this year spring turkey hunting, we're going to implement those cleared forest openings near roosting areas. We're gonna add perennials in our food plots that are gonna drive both spring and fall success on our farm. And we're gonna continue our TSI journey, continue to manage the timber, except we're gonna spread out where we focus our energy around our farm. And I'm pretty confident that implementing steps like those is gonna drive for a much more successful hunting season next year.